So we are going to be playing a game. Well, welcome to this, walkthrough of this game called Game Dev Tycoon. Now, as of recording this video, Game Dev Tycoon is currently on sale on Steam due to the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. It is currently at a retail price for Australian dollars. I'm not too sure of the US conversion rate of $9 AUD. So Australia now has a Steam store itself, like Steam dollars officiated to Australia dollars. So it normally would be American dollars, but now it's Australian. So as I said, I'm not too sure of any other regions' conversion rates. So you honestly have to go on Steam and look up this game and work it out for yourself. So just before we get started on this, we're going to go to new game because we're going to start a new game. So it says, welcome to Game Dev Tycoon. In this business simulation, you have been transported back in the time to start your very own game development company, right at the beginning of the PC revolution. In the next 35 years, you can build your dream company, create best-selling games, gain fans, and become the leader of the market. Now, I will say something. I have semi-finished it. I've simmed 35 or played 35 years. You can continue playing after 35 years. I will get that out the way. Before you can start your adventure, you have to give your up-and-coming company a name. So I'm going to call my player, I'll just call him Kaza, and we'll make him a guy. Give him a hairdo like that, typical 80s outfit. Company name. Trying to think. You can have free range at your company name. What does the settings do? I haven't really gone into. Okay, recommended. Okay, yeah, so I didn't know about this, but it has game options. So you can go 30 years, 35 years, 42, and pirate mode. So just leave it on 35 years for your first game. I would say that. And as I said, you can play after 35 years anyway. So I'm not going to call it Lionhead. We're going to call it Mafuba Incorporation Inc. So if there's any Dragon Ball Z fans, you would know what a Mafuba is. That sort of link there. So I'm not kidding. Since you have played the game before, you can choose to use all the previous game hints in this game. Would you like to import all? I will say yes, because this is a walkthrough. I will show you what you do. Okay, so as you can see, when you start the game, you have a little, I believe it's a basement to yourself, or it's actually the garage, sorry. You got your DeLorean from Back to the Future there. You can see it on the top right hand side, it has year one. I'll actually just quickly, you click the right thumbstick to pause the game. So we have 72k, because after a month I didn't use 8k, it was 8k of fees. So obviously he spent 8k on something. Now if you see in the top of the middle of your screen, you have no project, technology, research, design, bugs. Now we worry about that when the game is we make a game, and that's what we're going to do now, because we don't have any workers for us, we don't have any licensing deals, whatnot. We are basically starting back in the 1980s, and we are creating a game sort of industry for ourselves. So we're going to go develop a new game. Now if you can see here, this is all random. I will tell you why. But something. Worry about the game topic last, because we have the game name last, because we have to determine what the topic is, what the genre is, and what the platform is. Now the neat thing about this game is every time you start a new game, the topics are always randomized. I haven't even, in my save that I've gone at least 40 years, I haven't even unlocked all the topics. So if you can start here, we have 4 topics to choose from: hacking, thief, vocabulary, or farming. And honestly, they are all shit. They are all garbage topics to choose from, especially in the 80s. The genre, this never changes, I don't believe. This is all the same. Action, adventure, RPG, simulation, or strategy. Okay, so you have to be you have to be creative here. You have to know what you're doing. The platform is either the G64, which is the Commodore 64, or the PC. We're going to go the safe option, and we're going to start on a PC. I'm going to go for a simulation game. The one game, I'm going to go for a farming game. And we're going to call it Farming USA 1980. So the game is Farming USA 1980. We're going to go next. It's going to cost us 10k to develop this so far. We're going to go with Text Graphics version 1. That's going to cost us 15k. So you can see here the little dots. We have 1 point in development and 1 point design and 1 point in technology. Farming USA 1980. This is development stage 1. As you can see down here, these little, because I have played this game before, it is going to show me some options that will make it easier for me to develop a game. Like, for example, if you're developing a simulation game, plus, you're going to have 3 pluses in gameplay. You're going to have no pluses in story, because you don't really need story for simulation type games. You only need a middle type for the engine. So we're going to put the story down to 0 because it's minimal. We're going to put gameplay up to high, and we're going to leave the engine there. And we're going to see my character here. He's going to take a little bit of time. As you can see that the bar is now, that's going to tell us how long it takes to make a game. For a smaller game, it usually, because this is a smaller game, it usually takes about 5 weeks, 5-6 weeks. And the next part, we have dialogue, level design, or artificial intelligence. Again, simulation, I wouldn't specifically say you would need dialogue a lot. Level design, I'd have the AI high because it is a simulation. Level design there, I would actually have a little bit of dialogue just because for tutorials and stuff. This game will probably flop, I'm not going to lie, it will probably flop. We're going to have basic sounds. You can click off if you don't want that, but you basically just keep it how it is. We'll have graphics high because we are on the PC, we kind of want to get graphics. Well designed, we don't need it all, and we'll keep the sound at that. So we see my character, you can see there's more, well, it's pretty even actually. Sometimes you usually get more points in design. I know if you're developing a game and you use a lot of technology stuff like graphics and stuff, it is much better to, like, especially like in the later console era, you'll see the technology fairly high and your design lower. So we'll finish here. Farming USA, it's going to say we broke records, or what? It won't say records for me because I believe it bases off what my records already is. As you can see here, bonus times 1.5, new topic, new combo. So you normally get a bonus every time you use a new topic and new, I guess, genre. And you basically level up here. Like, you don't choose what you level up, your character basically levels up for yourself. And we will release the game. Now you can trash the game. I don't recommend doing that unless in your development it's a flop. The first reviews for our newly released game, Farming USA 1980, came in. Let's see. Oh no, we've already got a 9, an outstanding game. Star Games loved it. Very enjoyable, an 8. Surely we can't get a 10 on the first go. Their focus on artificial intelligence served this game well, a 9. Damn, first game off the bat. I've never got that. 2, 3 9s and an 8. Usually for my first game, I usually get middle of the road 5s, 6s, and occasionally 7s. We must have did a really good job there. Mafuba Incorporated, a newcomer in the gaming industry, has just released their first game, Farming USA 1980. The game received favourable reviews. With such a good start, Mafuba Incorporated is sure to gain fans quickly. Well, you would assume so. Now, if you see in the top right hand corner here, this is telling us how much units we are selling. The first week we sold 6,000 units, nearly 7,000 units. We made it to 16. That's pretty good for the 1980s. We have 59 fans. Man, this is Farming USA. It might turn out to be better than Farming Simulator. Farming USA has now achieved the sales over 10k. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, usually what you want to do here is you want to research a new topic. Oh, you can do a game dev. Trying to think. 1980s. We're going to do a crime. We might do a crime simulator, like a detective simulator or something. As you can see, my character's researching with the little blue icon. It's showing us, so it's taking its time researching. I'm surprised how well that game sold and how positively reviewed that game was. So, recent market studies suggest that the Govador, I'll just say the normal game, like the normal console, the Commodore 64 is steadily outselling the competitors of the PC sector. Consumers prefer the lower price, greater availability, and the flexible hardware configuration over other home computers. Experts say that this might spell the end of the computer hardware manufacturers. So while that's happening, what we might do, platform. No, see the G64, actually we could. I believe the G64 is fairly good for action games, isn't it? The Commodore 64, it won't let me change. No, it's, no, I'm just going to stick with the PC. I'm just going to stick with the PC. We'll go adventure. And we're going to have hacking. This probably will be a flop, to be honest. And we're going to call it Hackers Adventure. We'll call it A Hacker's Adventure. Costs us 15k. We'll go with the 2D graphics. Now you're going to need story fairly high, engine, gameplay. Now, when you see the research points how I have 6, you want to at least get to, I think, I'll just have a look. What do you need? I can't do it while I'm making a game, so I'll show you after I make this game. So we're going to have dialogue high. We'll have the AI there, and we'll have the AI here, and we'll have the level design here. Farming USA is now officially off the market. It sold 23,126 units, generating 161,000 in sales. Brilliant first game there. As you can see here, the design's going to be fairly high, and the technology is going to be absolutely garbage. I believe this game will flop. I'm just going to choose the recommended settings here. We'll have world design, graphics, and sound will be low because we have basic sounds anyway, so we can just use the basic sounds. We don't really need to use anything other than that. According to the rumors, the Japanese company Ninvento, we know who that is, Nintendo, is planning to launch its very own home gaming console. Nintendo is known for their widely successful arcade game Donkey Kong, such we know as Donkey Kong. Many industry experts doubt that home gaming consoles will take off, but we're eager to see what Nintendo will deliver. Now, as someone who grew up in the 90s, not the 80s, I was sort of unaware that a lot of I assume this is fairly realistic with their portrayals on certain consoles, because it seems like it is. And I'm not going to lie, it seems fairly... I guess I'm fairly surprised that a lot of industry experts didn't think home consoles would become a big thing. We've got a new topic, a new combo, this game will flop. I'm telling you, it'll flop. But we already made good reviews on our first game, so a second game with bad reviews isn't that bad. I saw a 1 in there. Oh no, mediocre. 5, fun at stages. Oh, it could be a 6. There's a 4. Meh. Oh no, we need it. Oh, there's a 6. There's a 6, yes. Could be mediocre. Terrible game. So why this is happening, we're going to generate a game report. We've got an average of 4.75 and it costs us 39k. So as long as we make more than 39k, I won't care. We're going to generate a game report on Farming Simulator or Farming USA in 1980. So what generating a game report does is it gives you free research points, but it also, if you click here, when it shows you this. So today Nintendo have confirmed recent rumors and announced their plans to release a new home gaming console called the TES. We know that's the NES. That's the first one, yeah. The console features cartridge-based games and is uniquely designed controller. I always hated the design of the Super Nintendo. Oh no, see, I grew up when the Super Nintendo sort of was at its peak. I played in an NES. I did not like the controller scheme. The Super Nintendo had a very cool controller. I still rate that design highly. Okay, so game report. What the generating the game report does is it lets you know from the sales, the reviews, what people thought was important about your game and what worked well, and you can use that for future games. So we found that farming and simulation is a great combination. I would assume it would be, because you wouldn't want to have an RPG farming game, although, you know, you could classify Harvest Moon as that, and that turned out fairly successful. World design seems to be not very important for this type of game. That is interesting. It could be. Now what you want to do with your research, we need 50 RP, we need to develop a custom game engine. We don't have enough yet, so we're going to have to generate another game report of Hacker's Adventure. Have we sold? I don't think we've done that well, to be honest. It cost us 39k to make the game, so as long as we make more than 39k, which I don't think we are going to. Oh no, sorry, we should. We should make more than 39k. There's no reason why we shouldn't. I knew this game would get a flop, to be honest. We got it's an okay combination. Dialogue seems to be very important. I think I had dialogue fairly low. Develop a new game. Pick a topic. We're gonna say we could do vocab. No, vocab really. Now, where the game really opens up is when you get research points, you can start to research for targeted audiences, and when you unlock that, research targeted audiences, because then you can focus specifically on a market. So if you wanted to do vocabulary, wait until you get target audiences, then you can just focus on young audiences, because that's basically your main sellers or consumers. So we're going to go with crime, we're going to go with simulation, and we're going to go on the PC again, and we're going to call this Crime Lords. 15k, we're going to go with 2D graphics. I think simulation on PC is like the bomb, especially in the 80s, 90s. It's sort of what you want. You basically dominate the market back then. You can see here we got a fairly even split, which definitely helps. Now the AI I want to be high. Dialogue, just keep it that. Now this is all going off memory from previous experiences playing this game, what I usually choose from. So right now there's nothing really new I can show. I'm just going to continue doing the same thing as I was before. Today, the new gaming platform, the TES, or the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, has been released. Now, that is something I honestly will stick clear of, and we're going to wait until the Super Nintendo, in all likeliness, to come out. because I don't really see the point. Now, what I will touch on, when you finish a game, just wait. Don't click finish. As you can see here, you can sometimes get free design points, free technology. And the more design, more technology, more likely, the more better your games are. You've got a level up in gameplay, level up in AI, and a level up in graphics, which definitely helps. Let's see what Crime Lords gets. This could be a flop, to be honest. Shows potential. Star Game sort of had some potential. Enjoyable. Quirky, but good. Could have been better. So a middle of the road game. Now I do have my custom engine now. So what we do here is research, custom engine, and we will start developing that. And after we've got contract work. So this is another feature. You will get contract work, which says blah blah blah. We'd like to use a contract. Contract work is just things performing. You don't develop anything. Basically, you do things off sort of game. Like it might be to design a website, and your guy does that. You get design research points from that. And you just have a deadline to meet. So they're good, especially if you're low on cash. To start to do them, but do be wary. Some of them are very hard to meet the deadline on, and if you miss the deadline, you will get a penalty. So we got game tutorials now. I honestly stick clear of game tutorials for now because I don't really think you need. Considering growing up in, well, I didn't grow up in the 80s, but I know in the 90s, you didn't have tutorials. It was basically you had to. The games were mostly designed user-friendly, so you knew what you were doing, and if you didn't know, well, you had to look in the awesome front page book they had with your console. So we are going to generate a game report from that. Post-release analysis of Crime Lords is complete, and we got the following results. Crime and simulation is a good combination, and gameplay seems to be very important for this type of game. Now, what I am going to do here is I am going to end the video. Now, this will become somewhat of a mini-series on my channel. So, yep, so what we'll do is, yeah, blah, 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 okay. So we're going to save this. Now, if you like my content or you liked this video, somewhat of a tutorial, I guess, introduction to the game, I will be making another video of this, and in likeliness in the next couple of days. So stay tuned on. If you're not subscribed to my channel, so definitely subscribe, and you'll see more of this footage. Yeah, so thanks for watching the video. I will see you next time.